Right. Uh, so first of all, we have finished up with the adaptive Hoffman coding. For 3 days actually we did. So that is also under the source coding techniques. So we'll continue with that with respect to 3 different other techniques, in which the first of its kind, which is separated from Hoffman coding itself, is called the arithmetic coding. So we call this as so this is a new topic. So first of all, why we are going to use it, and what is the rule? Okay, because most of these techniques will be algorithms or a process that will involve, and it will be applied to any sequence or any given input, and it will work in the same manner. So like I think most of you have found out by this time that even if we are using Shannon-Fano or Huffman or anything of that sort, they are a repetitive process. It goes on for each and every symbol. So this method also has that facility that it will go on trying to calculate or convert to the code words, okay, for mostly for symbols or mostly for alphabets where there is less number of symbols. For example, the binary symbols, or for example, where the process or where we have a scenario where the probabilities are highly skewed. Please settle down. Okay, so the first thing is arithmetic codes is a unique identifier So it's a unique identifier, or we call sometimes this as tag. Okay, a tag is generated for the sequence to be encoded. So only for the sequence to be encoded, a tag is generated, and based on that we will come across that what is the code word accordingly. Okay. Second part is one is tag generation. So these are the two processes, and the second part is binary code generation. Okay, so we'll first use a tag and then we'll convert that to binary digits, and that will be the corresponding code words. So that is what the idea is. Now along with that we need to identify something, that is that it's naturally a code for variable length coding. So these are the properties actually. So it's a variable length coding technique. It's very much useful when the sources with small alphabets. Okay, so sources with small alphabets, that is one of the key criteria. Or when the binary symbols or the alphabets are highly skewed, then also we usually refer to this arithmetic coding. Okay. Now let us see one example and how to process that whole sequence of event. That is what the idea is. So let us start with the example setting. So the example is something like this. Example, there are 3 alphabets. Suppose there is 3 alphabet. So in a source, in a discrete memoryless source, 3 alphabets are present. A, B and C. So in an alphabet set with 3 symbols, given the probabilities of P of A as 0.5, P of B as 0.25 and P of C as 0.25. So the three symbols which are present, each one having these three probabilities, which is pretty much same as that of the earlier techniques. Now the question is, find the arithmetic code for let me write this way, arithmetic code for the message BAC. Okay, so we have to encode this BAC with an arithmetic code with the following technique that I am going to describe. We will take this example again. I will give you one task where you have to find the solution using the same technique. So let us start with this way, because this is completely different to what we have done so far as far as Hoffman or the other previous techniques. So please kindly follow it properly. So what we are going to do is, the first step is that we have to arrange these probabilities in the order in which it appears. For example, we will do this way. Your lower limit and upper limit is naturally 0 and 1, which is quite obvious, the probabilities. Now you have to define the three probabilities in this link up. For example, P of A is having 0.5. So you have a portion 0 to 0.5. So this you mark it as P of A. Then 0.5 to 0.25 of probability. So somewhere here you will have 0.75. You might write P of B. So the rest portion, whatever is left, is considered to be P of C. Now you can see you have to equally divide or distribute the probabilities accordingly whatever is given to you. So 0.5, then 0.25, then 0.25. But very carefully note down, the lower limit for each and every sequence has changed. That is, when we are looking at this particular segment, the lower limit is 0, the upper limit is 0.5, whereas this 0.5 becomes the lower limit for the next half. And this 0.75 becomes the lower limit for this second half. Please make sure you understand this. Now, after clearing this off, what we have to do is, we have to check for the message. So the first message will keep this place as it is. So B comes in. BAC is the message to be encoded. So the first letter that comes in is B. What is the process involved is, expand the portion which is given for probability of B. Why? How? This is the process. Just make some dotted line and redraw the diagram, considering as if you are zooming on the PB. Hence your lower limit will now be 0.5 and your upper limit will be 0.7. Am I clear? This is what the important step is, because that is what we are going to follow for all the other steps. When B comes in, because our message is BAC, first letter comes in as B. We have distributed it with respect to the first diagram. So now we will zoom on only the portion which is relevant. So B is our relevant. So PB is expanded this way. So the lower and the upper limit also gets changed. Now the lower limit is 0.5 and the upper limit is 0.75. So now in the second diagram we have to update for PA, PB and PC. So we have to find this and this. So this is unknown. Now how do we find this element? Because this is some intermediate values. For that, what we are going to do is, this is what you have to follow. Please check this thing out. When B comes in and we are trying to calculate what is P of A, the rule is, I will write the rule first, then I will give you the values. The rule is, take the lower limit, LL is indicating the lower limit, plus difference between upper and the lower limit, multiplied by the probability of the symbol in reference or of reference. For example, in this case, what will happen then? So when you are calculating P of A, your lower limit is 0.5. So we will take 0.5 plus your upper by minus lower limit. What is the value? 0.5 and 0.75. So your upper minus lower value is 0.75 minus 0.5. This multiplied by probability of the symbol of reference. Which is the symbol of reference in this case? P of A. And A has been given a probability initially as 0.5. So we will multiply this with 0.5. Please check this step. Again, we are going to follow this for each and every symbol wherever we are getting. So we are taking the lower limit plus the difference between upper minus lower limit multiplied by the 0.5. Now you might ask that, sir, after this, when you are taking P of B, then what will be the case? Okay, can you calculate this one and tell me the answer? I will just verify it with 0.725. 0.625, yes. So this will be 0.625. Now, if you check this diagram, this value of 0.625 is what? Which value? This is nothing but this. Because we have taken the lower limit as 0.5 and this is supposed to be the higher limit at this point of time. So this value of 0.625 becomes the lower limit for PB. So when you are calculating P of B and you are checking this lower limit plus upper limit minus lower limit multiplied by P of B, so your lower limit becomes 0.625 plus this will remain unchanged. Unchanged means this will be 0.5 as it is. This is the previous or the whole range of upper limit minus lower limit. Please be careful. It is not because we are trying to calculate all these intermediate values, but the upper and the lower UL and LL for the segment has remained as it is. So we will take this as 0.5 multiplied by the probability of B, which is 0.25. So this value is coming as 0.6875 if my calculation is correct. So now if I go back, so naturally what will be PC then? Yes. Sorry, then it's 0.25. Oh, it might be a calculation. I just typed it wrong. It should be 0.25 because 0.25 is the difference between 0.5 and 0.75. So that's 0.25 and that will be constant for the overall calculation. Only this lower limit needs to be updated each and every time. And this probability of the symbol. So this is coming as 0.6875. So what will be P of C? So your lower limit will be 6875 plus 0.25 as the interval multiplied by the probability of point C, which is 0. It should be 0.75 because I'm just telling you because this is 0.6875. So naturally your higher limit will be anyway 0.75 itself because it needs to be accommodated within this range. So even if you don't calculate for P of C, you can actually predict what will be the highest value. So we got the in between values. So now my P of A is this, P of B is this, and P of C is this. Clear? Any doubt at this stage? Because this is what we are going to continue. So can you do it for A? The next symbol, which is A, and tell me the partitions and the values that you are getting. So we are taking this value now for A. When A comes in, calculate upper limit minus lower limit and the respective calculation so that we get a hold of the next plot. I'm just drawing it tentatively. It should be something like this. So give me the lower and the upper values. What will be the lower and the upper values? First of all, A has come. So this is the segment which we have to focus on. So it should be zoomed like this. The diagram should be drawn this way only. Okay, the diagram should be drawn this way only. So this becomes my 0.5. This becomes my 0.625. But we have to find out what is this point and what is this point. So these 2 points are unknown. So can you please calculate and tell me what are the in-between values you are getting? Taking the help of the first reference, LL plus UL minus LL multiplied by the probability of the symbol of reference. What will be UL minus LL? 0.625 minus 0.5, 0.125. Now this 0.125 will be constant all throughout for this segment's calculation of UL minus LL. Don't change it. But your lower limit for each and every probability will go on changing. So calculate and tell me the answers. I'll expect this for A. Maybe I'll write this way A. So it is 0.5 plus 0.125 multiplied by 0.5, 0.5625. This is the probability, this is the higher value of the upper limit for probability of A. But that becomes the lower limit for B. So 0.5625 plus 0.125 multiplied by 0.25, because 0.25 is the probability of the second symbol or B, and this happens to be, if my calculation is correct, 0.59375. Don't abbreviate your answers. Whatever the decimal value you are getting, please note it down, because this is only a very small little problem where you are getting 3 symbols. I'll show you another problem where if you don't keep those decimal values, it will be very difficult to segregate each one of them. So don't just reduce the decimal values just like that. Okay? Just keep it for the time being. So what will we see? Naturally it should be 0.625 as the higher limit. So if I go back to the diagram, this value is coming as 0.5625 and this value is coming as 0.59375. Right? So this is my, each and every time you do it and you mention this as P of A, P of B and P of C, because you will soon forget about which one is what. So later on it will be a confusion. So now we are stating at this position where B and A has been taken care of. Can you complete the whole sequence for C? If it happens, what will we see? Do we need to do it for C? We don't need to. Because if I go for C, basically what we have to do is we have to just expand this half. So your lower limit will be 0.59375. Upper limit will be 0.625. Why I don't need anything in between? Because I don't have any symbols left. If suppose BAC was given after this, followed by ABC, then we need another set of division of the sequence, because we need to identify what is the probability of A. Understood? Suppose I finish off my, because C is coming, this is the whole segment. Now suppose I had something like A out here after this, then I need the sequence like this. These values are required. Because if I don't meet those values, if I don't get those values, I cannot segregate again to accommodate A. Am I clear with what I am saying? Okay. So if C is the end symbol, so we can keep the division up till this point, where the lower limit is 0.59375 and the upper limit is 0.625. Then what is the arithmetic code? The rule is, ideally, the code word can be any value or any tag value within the range of 0.59375 to 0.625. So basically, we will conclude this way. The code value or the code range can be anything between 0.59375 to 0.625. It can be any value. Now at different books, what they will prefer is that you can take, since there can be multiple answers to this, usually what we will try to prefer is, we will take an average of the lower and the upper values. And we will take an average of it. So, you take an average of 0.59375 plus 0.625 divided by 2. Tell me the answer for this. So that will be the unique arithmetic code for the sequence BSC. If it has been BSCA, it would have been different. Can you tell me what will be for BSCA if it is? Just can you calculate? For BSCA, we have done it for the C part. So you have to find these two values. Can you tell me the code word or the arithmetic code for BSCA? C till C point we have done. So find out those missing values and segregate the A portion and tell me the answer for BSCA. Please do the calculation and tell me what will be the code word when you are looking at BSCA as a message. Please follow the same process. Just find out those missing terms, because if you don't get those missing terms, you cannot proceed further. The final conclusion will be wrong. Since you have another word A. Rather a symbol A. This is your P of A, P of C, P of C. So this is after C has come. Now when A will come, you have to zoom in this and this. But this value is not happening. That's why I told you to calculate. But till A is not there, you don't need to divide. Because if you are please, suppose this is a message BSC. B is known. C, A is taken care of here. C is taken care of here. And that's it. Now C has a lower limit this, upper limit this. So you can take an average and then get the answer for what is the number. But if you have A, then you have to redefine this part. You can break this. No, because we are taking the same probabilities. When you are calculating that P of A, you are taking the probability of the symbol of the reference. Again, if you breaking this way, that needs to be arranged in that order: PA, PB, PC, with the respective probabilities and the upper limit number. So, anyone know the answer of this? Just give me the two values, the missing values here. Okay, I'll write 0.609375. Correct. And this one 0.61718785. That's correct. So this is after C has arrived and we have calculated. So now we have the word A. So A will be expanding this part. Right? That's the rule. So A will be belonging here. So P of A is here, P of B is here, and P of C is here. So you expand this one. So naturally your code word will now lie between 609375 and the lower limit will be 0.59375. Take an average of it and whatever the value you are getting, that will be your code word for the given sequence, BACA. Clear? So that is what the basic objective behind behind this process is. Now if you convert that to binary, you get the binary digits, and that is what the second half of the part is. You can see if I write, I have mentioned over here, one is a binary code one is a tag generation, the other one is binary code generation. So if you get the value in some decimal figures, whatever the value you are getting, just convert that to binary. Whatever the sequence of ones and zeros you are getting, that will be the code word given the tag is given by that value. Okay, so that was I am not doing because that's simple. This is where the complexity is more likely. So that is what it is. So this is the encoding part. So since we have taken this example, we will do it one thing. We will do the decoding also with the same. Okay, then we will go for a fresh example. So let's check the decoding, which is very similar to what we are doing over here. Just know the process what I am doing. Can anyone give me the average value of BACA? When we are taking BACA, what is the average value of getting? Okay, I'll just write it once. For BACA, value you are getting 0.601 5625. Okay. So this is my code word or tag in a way generated by arithmetic coding for this. Now for example, the decoding process will be, suppose you have received a tag of this nature. Okay, or a binary data will be given to you, you convert that to decimal figures, some value has come like this. Now if you have got this, given the fact that there are three symbols A, B, C, so we are discussing on the decoding. It's very simple or similar actually. So given A, B, C are three different symbols and respective probabilities of the symbol of occurrence are 0.5, 0.25 and 0.25, and we have to go for decoding until 4 steps. That is very, very important. You will soon find why that is important. So we will have to decode till 4 steps. This will be mentioned somewhere. Okay. If it is given, then decode the value 0.6015625 to the corresponding message. Okay. So the process is very simple. I will not do the overall work. I will just give you the hint how to do it, because it is a laborious task of doing it once again since we have done the encoding. What we have to do is first again rearrange the probabilities. So we will rearrange the probabilities. This is 0, 0.5, 0.75 and 1. This is P of A, P of B, P of C. This is pretty much known already. Now you have to check, just write down this one because this is what the idea is. Check for the range in which 0.6015625 belongs. So where it belongs to? So check for this and categorize the range. Now you can check that whenever we are looking at this, okay, the range is naturally within this part. Am I understandable what I said? You get the code word, you check where it belongs to the 3 different ranges. So here it seems it ranges between, it belongs to something in terms of PB. Since it belongs to PB, we will take the lower limit as 0.5 and upper limit as 0.75. Clear? And we will go on doing the same process like we did. So the values that we got after checking this, what I did is basically this is what I did. The same process. So that will give us the value. Just tell me the values what I'll get in the second stage. So I'll zoom on this. Okay, so this is my 0.5. This is my 0.75. I'm just drawing it vertically. The same diagram. Okay, just to write what the conclusions are. So can you give me the values of these two? What we calculated previously? 0.625, 0.687, 6875. Okay. So these were the two values calculated. Now the process is you check the value of 0.60105. So again I'll write here check. So this is my second go. Check 0.60 whatever the value is given with respect to the range it belongs. Okay. Now which range it belongs to? This is my PA, this is my PB, this is my PC. Again you can check that it belongs to some range over here. So in the same manner you go on checking for B, A, we are done, C and the A. So after you reach at the position of the fourth go, you will stop the decoding process because we have already mentioned that 4 steps decoding is only required. Otherwise you will go on decoding the same way because you don't have any where to stop. So that stopping phase will be given by a 4-step process. So after this you go for C and you decode A as well. But after A, since the question will demand that the 4-step decoding process, we will stop at that point. So whatever the message we extract, those values the symbols we extract, that will be the decoded message. So for 0.6015 and all, we will get the same message back as PA, CA. So this is ideally a very lossless condition that we are looking at, and usually for lossless compression, arithmetic coding is a very, very useful technique. And for when the symbols are less. So keeping this in mind, I'll give you now another problem. You do it on your own. Okay? That will be enough, I think, for arithmetic coding. So let's take this problem. This is something different, but the process is same. So this you have to do on your own. Now I'll check the answers actually. With the following symbols and their probability of occurrence, symbols are E, N, T, W, hash. Hashtag is there. So probability is given as 0.3, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.1. And the message that you need to encode is given by went hashtag. This is the message you have to encode. Please go through the arithmetic process like I told you and give me the final answer. I won't give you any hint whatsoever. Give me the final. Take your time, solve it. Nothing is specified. It's just that we did the encoding with 4 steps. We have stopped here for 4 steps. Correct. It's a good question that he has asked. He is asking, like here we know that the messages are BACA. Okay, the message is BACA. So do we stop? Do we have the question with encoding as well? No, with the decoding. What he is asking that where do we stop? Like I said here 4 steps you have to stop. But if not, that's not the case. Then where to stop? Because you can see the decoding can go on. You can go on converging to a single point. But that will be erroneous, right? That's why usually what happens, we will give some dummy bits after whatever we have sent. Like for example 0.615625 will be given with a hash or something like that in practice. Whenever you identify that, the code will stop itself. That's the idea. Here, since we are doing it with a numerical, we are telling it directly that you step by 4 steps after that, you will stop. That's it. So please compute this and give it. Is anyone ready with the first set of elements? When we are getting W, so W is somewhere here. So this is 0.9 and this is 0.8. Okay. Now tag this way so that it's easier for you to identify that how many values you have to take. Is there anyone ready with these values? Starting from bottom. Let me see. 0.83, 0.86, 0.88, correct? 0.89, correct? So this is my first of the division. So since you are getting these values, so internal calculations are also correct. So you have understood the concept. Is there anyone ready with the second one? So I'll write this as PE, P of N, P of T, P of W, P of hash. Next is E. Can you give me the values? So this will be E is here. So tell me the lower and the upper values. Upper will be 83. 0.83. Lower is 0.8. Okay, then 0.8 after that. 809. 818. 0.818, correct? 0.824. 827. 827, correct? So you are following the same trade, correct? Now suppose the question is, if you go on finishing it, I am not finishing it, please do the finishing off. The final outcome, I am just write this here. If my calculations are correct, 0.8162, 0.81602, 0.81584, 0.81548, 0.81494. So these are the values you should be getting. Okay, these are the values you should be getting if you have done it finally. So what will be your code word or final value? It will be the average of 8162 and 8144. So your code will be around 81611. So your average, the code word, I'll just go here. These are the values. So the code word should lie in between 0.8144 to 0.8162. Okay. So you take the average and that will be the value corresponding to it. Is it matching? Not matching? 0 point? Okay, that is the last value, I guess. I think I have not updated. Okay. 602 and 62. That's what I did. 81602 and 620. This is what you are saying. Okay. Okay. Because this is where the hash, I think. Okay. Fine. Yes. Correct. You are correct. So your code will be between this range because this is the hash part. So this is your lower and the upper limit. So take the average of these two. Correct. Okay. So your code word will belong somewhere over there. So that is what the arithmetic coding is all about. All these numericals will be the same process we applied. Okay. Except that the calculation will be a little tedious. That's the only thing. Right. So we'll finish off here. We'll come with dictionary coding. Okay. Tomorrow. That's also coding with respect to source coding. We'll discuss that. Thanks.